Empowering Dementia Caregivers podcast episode is about high risk medications affecting memory. All of us will agree we try to avoid taking prescription medication as much as possible because they come with potential side effects that can harm our body and overall health. The risk of a person taking multiple prescription medications can cause harm like hospitalization, poor outcomes, and compounding medical complications. There are medications that, when taken long term, they are more likely to cause memory issues and increase the risk of developing dementia. In medical terminology, we call them the high risk medications. These are the medications that we monitor during patient care because they have the high risk of patient experiencing the side effects. For your loved one with Alzheimer's and other type of dementia, the side effects of these medications can potentially worsen their dementia symptoms. Most of these high-risk medications have the side effects of drowsiness, confusion, and impaired memory. They slow down the brain activity because of its sedation and calming effect. So, what are these high-risk medications that we should pay attention with your loved one taking it, and even for you, dementia caregivers, to promote dementia prevention and brain health? Let's start with antidepressants. This medication, like amitriptyline, is prescribed for anxiety, depression, chronic pain, and migraine headache. SSRI classification of antidepressants. SSRI stands for Selective Serotonin Reuptake Inhibitor. This medication is prescribed for anxiety and depression. It increases the level of serotonin in the brain that regulates mood. Common SSRI medications prescribed are Lexapro, Zoloft, Prozac, and Celexa. Benzodiazepine classification. These are anxiety medications. They produce sedation in the brain and relieves anxiety. These medications are commonly prescribed to people who have insomnia. They have trouble sleeping at night. We refer to these medications as sedative medications or sleeping aids. Common medications prescribed are lorazepam is the generic name, Ativan is the brand name, diazepam is Valium, and alprazolam is Xanax. Antipsychotic drugs. These medications are prescribed to your loved one with symptoms of agitation, aggression, and psychosis to help them calm down. Doctors usually prescribe these medications to your loved one only for short-term use. Anti-anxiety or antidepressant medications are often preferred because the antipsychotic drugs have serious side effects, especially in older adults with Alzheimer's and dementia. Commonly prescribed antipsychotic medications are Abilify, Seroquel, and Risperdal. Anticholinergic drugs. These medications interfere with acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter in the brain that is crucial for memory and brain function. This type of medication is prescribed to treat Parkinson's disease, overactive bladder, and gastrointestinal issues. Commonly used anticholinergic medications are oxybutynin, atropine, and scopolamine. Anticonvulsant drugs, also known as anti-epileptic and anti-seizure medications. They work like the anticholinergic drugs. They slow the brain activity and cause memory problems. Common prescribed medications are Dilantin, gabapentin. Patients call gabapentin as the nerve pill, Keppra, and Topamax. Antihistamines. These medications also have the anticholinergic effect in the brain. That's why you feel drowsy when you take these medications. Common antihistamines are Benadryl, Phenergan, which is usually prescribed for nausea, and the over-the-counter antihistamines, Claritin, Zyrtec, Allegra. Narcotic drugs, also known as opioids. These medications have significant side effects of drowsiness, dizziness, confusion, and drug dependency behavior. Commonly prescribed narcotic medications are hydrocodone, oxycodone, morphine, and methadone. Proton pump inhibitors. This type of medications are used to reduce acid production in the stomach, like in GERD and peptic ulcers. GERD stands for gastroesophageal reflux disease. The proton pump inhibitors indirectly affect memory and brain function. They interfere with the absorption of vitamin B12, which is essential for brain health. Changes in the gut microbiome and absorption may also affect brain function. I want to speak these words to enlighten people who have to take the antidepressant and antipsychotic medications. You seek medical help because you want to get well. Be well for yourself and to others. Give no power to the stigma of other people stereotyping these medications. Family members sometimes are the shamers, tagging you that you are crazy or mentally ill because you are taking these medications. These people's problem is ignorance. They lack the knowledge and understanding of you taking charge of your own health and your healing. This is the thing. You are bold enough to talk about it openly that you are taking these medications because you want to be healed. For me, this is an act of confidence and bravery. You don't worry about the negative opinions of other people. Believe me, these people who pretend that they never had an episode of depression their entire life, they are liars. All right? They got mental illness worse than what you went through or going through. They mask their own personal issues to have that fake image that they are always well and better than you. These people are the ones that don't heal and they get worse over time. If they are medical professionals, that's even worse. They have the knowledge of this type of medications. They are not ignorant. They are just plain mean and rude, trying to degrade you and put you down. Focus on your health and heal in your own terms. That's what I call mind power. As we learn about these high-risk medications, they are prescribed for other medical conditions. Antidepressants are not only prescribed to treat depression, they are also prescribed to treat chronic pain, migraine headache, and as a sleeping aid. Anti-seizure medications are not only prescribed to treat seizure or epilepsy. These medications are also used for chronic migraine headache and nerve pain. If you are taking antidepressant or antipsychotic medications and other people tag you as depressed or psychotic, you have all the right to tell them. You are a bunch of idiots. Mind your own problem and your own issues. All right? I promote dementia prevention and brain health with holistic intervention. I recommend especially these high-risk medications to be taken short-term. Life happens, and it is common that we go through life's challenges. That's life. You are experiencing an onset of anxiety or depression. The symptom is new to you. You can take these medications. When you recover from this stressful life event, I advise you that you talk to your doctor about holistic medical intervention for long-term management of your anxiety and depression. All right? This is what happens when you take this type of medications long-term. You become dependent on these medications as well as your body system getting used to it, and it causes dependency behavior. This is the reason why our body goes into withdrawal mode. You experience the withdrawal symptoms when you stop taking these medications without tapering off the dosages and your intake because of the side effects of dependency with these medications. Your loved ones see different doctors. The primary doctor, specialists, neurologists, cardiologists, urologists, name it. These doctors are all prescribing medications and writing prescription. Your loved one ends up taking multiple prescription medications. As medical professionals, we review patients' medications on the start of care visit in their home. 10 prescription medications is usually the average. And no kidding you, some of them take 20 to 30 medications a day. Prescription medications. What is my reaction? OMG. Have mercy on this patient. How did they end up taking all these prescription medications? This is now very common to our seniors. They take 3 prescription medications for blood pressure, 4 medications for diabetes, 3 medications for pain, laxative medication to address the side effect of constipation from the pain meds, another prescription medication for dizziness from the side effect of another medication, and on and on and on. It's like putting 3, 4 band-aids on top of a band-aid. It's a nightmare. As a dementia caregiver, please do your diligent effort to carefully weigh the potential risk versus the benefits of the prescription medications that your loved one is taking. If you think that your loved one is overly medicated, don't hesitate to talk to the doctor. If the doctor don't take the time and they are not willing to work with you on this concern, get another opinion from a different doctor. I personally experienced this concern. Different doctors kept writing and adding prescription medications for me to take. They did not listen when I tell them every visit that I am very sensitive to medications, even with over-the-counter medications. I usually pick up the medication side effects and end up with more medical issues. I voiced to them that my body responds better with non-pharmacological holistic medical approach. I kept changing doctors until I found a doctor who listened to me and treat me with a more holistic medical intervention. This is why it is so important that your loved one has a doctor who listens to them and to you. Now, dementia caregivers, it is your body, and you know it very well how it works and functions. It is your body, it is your health, protect it, and take good care of it. Another recommendation, make sure that you use one pharmacy for all of your loved ones' medication, for all their medications. The benefit of doing this is different doctors write prescription medications. The pharmacist's job, besides filling these prescription meds, the pharmacist reviews all these medications for any adverse drug interaction that could be harmful to your loved one when overlooked, not checked, or monitored. For over-the-counter medications like melatonin, allergy medications, the Zyrtec, Claritin, Allegra, when these over-the-counter meds are taken in high doses, they can also cause drowsiness and fall risk to your loved one. The next recommendation that I will give you is brave and bold. I will speak it anyway because people need to hear this. Don't be the guinea pig for a new prescription medication that just came out of the market. The good target for this prescription medication upsale are the senior population. Our seniors rely on the doctors and medical professionals to take care of their health and medical needs. What is recommended and prescribed to them, they comply and take it. So they end up taking 3-4 prescription medications for treating one single medical condition. Yep. If they don't take what is prescribed, this report sticks in their medical record. Patient is non-compliant or going against medical advice. Here's the thing. Traditional Medicare currently does not cover holistic medical intervention, holistic medical visits. Medicare does not recognize holistic medical doctors as licensed medical doctors. I'm really hoping that holistic medicine will be given the chance to help and truly heal people with their medical conditions by treating the root cause of the problem. That we all come to an awakening and realization that the traditional band-aid over a band-aid medical treatment approach is just a waste of our government healthcare funds, and we are becoming a more sickly, ill country over time. The truth about life is it is ever evolving and ever changing, right? So is our healthcare needs. Think about this. We evolved from encyclopedia books to Google, from landline phones to cell phones and Bluetooth inventions, typewriters to laptop computers. I believe that our healthcare system will eventually evolve from a traditional medical approaches to embracing, welcoming, and advocate for holistic medical care. This is Riza, your dementia coach and physical therapist. Be empowered, dementia caregivers. Till next time.